this records everything. Okay, so it records our conversation, it records the footage I show you, it
Yeah.
records any drills that I show you, a whole lot.
Yeah.
Okay, if I give you a disc, you take that away. Right.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll go through the footage, and I'll show you some relevant drills, and afterwards I'll send you through an email with links to specific drills
Okay.
for you,
Yeah.
and a link to your swim type.
Yeah. I got the book.
Yeah, okay, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously I'll see you on an ongoing basis anyway,
Yeah.
but so we can go through this as we go. So I'll start by saying, what do you think is the major thing that's stopping you in the water and holding you back in the water?
I think it's my catch and pull.
Okay.
Because it's not, I do it with a straight arm.
Yeah.
And I think I suspect, well, and that's what I suspect, but it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think it's ever been moved, it's ever changed really.
It's never been
Well,
worked on? Or...
I had a swim analysis in a couple of, about a year ago, maybe longer, about a year ago, in an endless pool, but I hated it, it was dreadful.
Yeah.
Swimming in an endless pool did not mirror what I thought I was swimming, the way I swam, because you're trying to catch it, make sure you know, because of the wave effect.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see. I know that I've got a low left arm. The left arm doesn't come over at all.
Yeah.
It sort of goes, almost just skims across the water, or when I'm getting tired, goes through the water.
Yeah.
So it certainly holds it back. So I don't get the rotation.
Yeah.
As far as that's concerned, and I know that. I've got stiff shoulders, I've got tight shoulders, so that doesn't help either. So, I don't get my arm way out of the water like Alan does.
Yeah.
And as Collie Smith's got his arm flying over the top.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
Smashing down. So, yeah, there are those things I'm well aware of.
Yeah.
And as I get tired, it gets more obvious.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah.
so,
I think, what about your head position, holding your breath and that kind of thing?
well, I don't hold my
Breathing.
breath at all.
Okay.
At least I don't think I
You don't think we'll have a look at it.
Because I've always, I think it was early sessions with in Shipston when I first started off, and I could only swim half a length, and I had a lot of sessions with Yvonne on a Friday afternoon for half an hour, and then going on for a good year or two, and with Emma, struggling to hold her breath and sort of concentrating on just swimming single lengths and breathing out. So I don't think I hold my breath. If I do, then I'll be surprised, because I'm always struggling to get breath in as you get tired. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not asking that for any particular reason. Just interested to see if you thought you do. We'll have a look at that.
Because I'm aware of that. You see, always at that holding. Don't hold your breath, because you're not going to be able to breathe in, are you? You hold your breath. You can't breathe out and breathe in at the same time when you've got your head down. So hopefully I'll show that I am breathing out.
Yeah. Okay. Now your swimming pace is pretty good. It's about 145 as your CSS.
It's 142.
142.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 142. So you're reasonably quick through the water. So you're already at a reasonable level.
Slower than I was a year and a half ago.
What's the fastest you've?
6:25. I've done 3:05, 3:03. But that was because I then stopped training virtually back in sort of July.
Yeah.
For like 6 months.
Yeah.
My father was ill. I had vertigo. My father was ill. So I lost all my swim endurance completely. It's just hard to get it back now.
Okay. All right. Well, the things that you mentioned. The things that you mentioned. Yeah, you're right. So we'll have a look at your catch and pull through in a minute, and you're right in terms of your low recovery over the water. Your body position isn't too bad.
That's quite really.
So what we'll do is we'll start off with. So take a big breath on this side.
Yeah.
Now you are lifting your head up quite a long way here, so your body positioning is. It might be because it's pushed off in the wall. We'll have a look at that. There's quite a good angle there. Rather than staying flat in the water and turning your head to breathe, you're lifting it up quite a bit, which is obviously making the legs drop down a bit. So we'll keep an eye on that. So we're seeing both goggles out of the water at this point. Then your recovering arm comes over the top.
It's quite flat.
And it's a little bit flat, yeah, and it comes in quite flat here. The whole kind of arm, upper arm, and lower arm entering the water at the same time.
I am quite aware of that, but I'm struggling to know how to change it because it must come from your shoulder.
Yeah, it's a. Well, we'll have a look. We'll have a look through. We'll have a look through. So on the other side, that's fairly low. It's fairly low too. You're leading very much with the hand on that side.
Is that good or bad?
So rather than, I'll show you some examples in a second. So fact, what I'll do is if I show you John Van Hazel on here,
Oh yeah, I've seen this. He's an amazing swimmer, isn't he?
see if we can get a similar angle. Here we go. So if you look at his rotation,
Yeah.
he's rotated a long way here. So his upper arm is quite high out of the water. And his hand actually swings past his elbow at pretty much the highest point. So his hand overtakes his elbow at the highest point and swings through.
Yeah, so it swings through.
Whereas
Mine's fairly flat, isn't it?
Your hand
like
comes
that.
through from here.
As opposed to
Yeah. So you're leading by the hand, which means you come in quite shallow.
Yeah.
Right? It's all to do with the rotation,
Yeah.
which we can have a look at. And then obviously he spears in, it stays nice and straight. So go back to yours. Taking your breath again. Still a little bit higher. Imagine that head could still be lower. And giving us the trying to create the bow wave. Popeye breathing bow wave.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I will. One. Ay. It's got a habit of doing this. Tell you what we'll do is there we go. Technology, eh? There we go. So what I'll do instead is I will do it on wrong one. Yeah. So staying nice and low. Okay, so that head is down low, getting one goggle out of the water, and the bow wave is allowing us to breathe into the little trough that gets created behind the bow wave. So what you're doing is you're lifting your head higher, too high there, and there's no bow wave. All right, if you kept your head lower, it would create a bow wave around the forehead, which would allow you to breathe. It would still give you the space. The bow wave would create the little trough for you to breathe into, so you wouldn't need to lift your head. So you just have to focus on keeping your head down lower. And that's an easy win because that'll get your legs up too, get you more streamlined in the water. A lot of these things are just seeing it and having an awareness of it.
I didn't realise my head was that high. I thought it was actually quite low.
It's not too bad, but you can see both goggles there.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so we know we need to work on the rotation and the entry of the hand. So we go into the water here and we can see that hand coming through, coming down flat and straight.
Yeah, you can see the left arm as well.
Yeah. Now, we're pulling a load of bubbles down because it's coming down flat rather than spearing in.
Yeah, I do watch that sometimes. I do see all those bubbles, and I know you're not supposed to have them there, so it's always wondered if it's because of my arm entry. I'm not quite sure how.
Again, that comes back to the rotation and the entry of the arm into the water, the angle of the entry. So, pulling through fairly straight. I mean, there is a bend in the elbow, but it's still fairly straight. Still fairly straight. And then the recovering arm comes in, same kind of thing, quite flat in the water. And then because you're breathing, if something's going to go wrong with your stroke, it's going to be when you breathe. And this is the biggie really, is the straight arm pull through on this side. Let's have a look at your breathing while we're here. So you're just taking a breath. You're breathing out there, aren't you? So you're breathing out, you're still breathing out at that point. I suspect you're still breathing out.
I think I breathe out the whole way throughout the whole stroke.
Yeah.
After I take my breath.
Yeah.
Breathing out as well.
Well, you're certainly breathing out there, all the way through there, all the way through there. You're still breathing out when you turn to take your head there, turn to take the breath. So how much you've still got left is difficult to tell. But it's not looking too bad. So at the moment we've got, just adjust our head position, the rotation to work on the arm entry, the angle of the arm entry.
Yeah.
which will automatically allow us to work on the catch and pull through, which we'll have a look at in a minute. Because of the straight arm, we're pushing down on the water.
Yeah.
So we're pushing down this way, which makes the head go up, which makes the legs come down. Okay. So rather than, if I show you, in fact, if I get her going the opposite way. There we go. You and Rebecca are separated at birth. Look.
Absolutely.
Okay,
she
so
goes ahead 2 or 3 minutes quicker than me over, or if not double, is be over 400 minutes. It's just 4 minutes or something.
yeah. So at the moment, obviously, you're pushing down on the water here.
Yeah.
Pushing down. Watch Rebecca. It's driven by the fingertips. And at this point, she's starting to get the catch. Yeah. Whereas you're pulling straight, pulling straight, pulling straight, still pulling straight. So you're using your shoulders.
I'm well aware that's how I should be doing it, and it's almost like going over the barrel type arrangement.
Yeah.
But I've not. But I've never spent the time to be able to work out how I can do it. I'm always trying to do it when I'm doing sessions. So when we do on a Saturday morning or a Thursday or a Wednesday night at Coventry, it's always trying to sort of just swim to keep up with it, to keep pushing it. I need to spend a bit of time actually, because what I did when I first started swimming, because when I first started doing triathlon, I hadn't swum for 30 years, and I couldn't swim half a length. So and that was 2011, I guess now, so 5 years ago. And what I did was I'd go circuit training in Shipston on a Thursday night, and I'd go run to the pool in Shipston. I would do single lengths, and then once I could do that, swim full length, I'd do 2 lengths and 3 lengths. But I've never really had the opportunity to sort of sort this out.
To try and nail that. Yeah, I mean, you're right in what you're saying. That the biggest issue with your stroke is all related to the arms.
Yeah.
So the recovery, which is hampered
by. So you go forward, isn't it?
Well,
the recovery of the catch and the pull.
Well, it is. I mean, we look at drag and we look at propulsion.
Yeah.
A lot of people have got major issues with drag. I don't see that with you because your legs aren't too high. Your legs aren't too low in the water. You've got a reasonable body position. So it's more the propulsion that needs to be improved with you, and that's what it is. It's your arms. So it's the rotation, which allows a good entry into the water, which sets up a good catch and pull through.
Yeah.
So they're definitely the elements that need to be focused in on.
Yeah, and I need to do it when I'm fresh. So I need to get in the pool for even just for half an hour and practice doing it. Because when you're swimming on Saturday morning, Thursday, Wednesday, whenever it is, you're doing a session, so you're getting tired and you're not able to concentrate and focus on those elements, and the muscle memory part of it comes when you're fresh, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that's probably I need to do that, and just do half an hour in a pool, concentrate on certain things.
Yeah.
As opposed to getting up and swim in a session. That's essentially what I was doing after I did my surgery. I was getting in tired, but not swim tired, and I was actually able to do more.
Well, half the battle with this is knowing what the 1 or 2 things are that you can take away and really focus on. And that's all we'll look at today is the 2 elements that we can take away with a handful of drills and just really focus in on those. Because you give people any more than that, you can't. It becomes too much for you to focus in on. So let's have a look at you from the above.
You to nag me when I'm swimming as well on a Thursday morning or something.
Well, that's it. I can say to you, all it takes is rotation. Give it a bit more rotation, and it'll be a trigger because you already know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of coming to these and then coming to the squads, is that it'll help. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at what happens in terms of the alignment of the body, and ideally when we're swimming we want to be obviously going in the direction of travel, so we want to keep things nice and narrow, and swim through a tube.
Oh, that surprises me.
Yeah, and the legs are apart because you're losing the support at the front end of the stroke.
Right.
So you're losing the balance and stability at the front. So your legs are having to do that to try and balance you up in the water.
Okay.
Now, if we work on the rotation and the catch, it will automatically follow through. This is an effect. So this is the
Right.
cause,
Yeah.
the front end of the stroke, and this is the effect.
Yeah.
So we fix this, this will get better. What I'm looking at here is what your rotation's like. I mean, that's nice and straight there. So that arm is not too bad. You haven't got the purchase on the water at the front end, which is causing this leg to split a little bit, which is caused by the catch. The recovering arm, because you're coming through quite flat, you kind of get a little bit out of shape.
Goes all sideways.
Yeah. And as we know, your arm comes in, rather than spearing into the water into the catch, it comes in quite flat. But it's still fairly straight, you know, that's not too bad. I'll move these lines out of the way. You're always going to have a certain amount of splitting of the legs, unless you've got a super efficient body position and kick. It's not too bad. So what we're doing here is we're kind of heading over in this direction with our hand.
Yeah.
And again, if I...
Is that down to rotation or just stiff shoulders?
It's a combination of both.
Getting old now. Getting rid of stiff shoulders is not going to be easy.
It's a combination of both because you need that rotation. There we
It's
go.
madly straight, isn't it?
Oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it? So, I mean, you look at the rotation on him. His upper arm is almost vertical in the air.
Yeah, this part of his arm, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the arm recovers through, spears in.
Still is. He must have amazing shoulder flexibility.
Yeah. I mean, you can see it here, the shoulder. The movement in the shoulder there. Yeah, so if we kind of get you in the same position here. Spears in, stays straight.
Breaststroke.
But a lot of that is down to the flexibility.
Yeah.
But if we can get you to rotate more, it'll improve that because you'll be coming in from a much steeper angle. Not too bad, not too bad. So underneath, let's have a quick look underneath from the front. And this is just going to emphasise what we've already been talking about. So the pushing down with the hand. There's no kind of bending of the elbow. I mean, that's dead straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're looking for about 120 degrees. Well, that's 180, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's straight down. I mean, I see this. You know, I've looked on YouTube. I've seen people doing this. And I'm like, when I try that, right? When I try to get a bent arm, I always feel my stroke is short, and it's not going back far enough. So I'm not pulling back to my hip. Because what happens is that my arm comes in, it bends, and then the tendency to keep it bent and pull it out. So I'm pulling it out short on my waist as opposed to on my hip thigh area.
Right.
Which then reduces the length of the stroke. See what I mean? So my arm comes in, it bends like that and pulls back and comes straight back out again because it doesn't straighten as I'm pushing it back towards the wall.
So you need to get, if you have the elbow out and focused on having that higher elbow, it allows you to push. So we want to be pushing back and then recovering out is what you're doing, is you're kind of pushing back and then...
Yeah, I'm just pulling back straight. I'm trying to get, it's almost like
so
a windmill type.
So you need to get that pushing back rather than the kind of slipping back through the water.
Yeah, it's like I said, windmill effect, keeping it straight through the water to try and get the full stroke back to my thigh. So that's the...
Yeah, so you see Rebecca's got her arm in that position here, so that'll be the 120 or whatever we're looking for, between 100 and 120 degrees for that. bang on, and then her hand recovers into the water. Her hand enters the water, recovering hand. She actually has a bit of a lower elbow here, or a higher hand, whichever way you want to come look at it. So she's even got things that she could tidy up in her stroke.
She gives a shit anymore.
No.
See, if you push her on a bit, see where her arm sort of straightens alongside her body.
Yeah.
And comes out.
Yeah.
Mine does. Mine
yeah,
stays.
It slips out.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It should be bent before it straightens as you come through. But I'm struggling to work out how to do that because if my arm goes in, it bends, it pulls back.
Yeah.
Like I said I've got to bring it out early, rather than I've tried to just find it really tiring and fatiguing to try and get it bent and then pushing it back. Because I'm trying because it seems to slow everything down.
For me, I wouldn't worry about that for now. I would focus on the rotation and setting up the catch and having a higher elbow and the catch and pull through.
Right.
And then it may well find that addresses some of the issues at the back end of the stroke.
Yeah.
So in terms of drills then, this is probably going to make it crash now. So we'll work on kicking on the side just very quickly. Don't crash. So we'll work on kicking on the side just very quickly.
So we get used to just moving your head up, not your whole body.
So turn, breathe, head back in the water. Nice and controlled. So we'll do that. We do this in the squads anyway.
Yeah, it was in squads.
Nice and relaxed. And then we'll... I'm just putting these on here so you've got little copies of them.
Yeah.
We know what 616 is. We do that in the squad all the time. But we'll also progress on to 636. And again, and what we're doing is we're focusing on a number of things, staying straight, and then we're introducing that rotation. Because we're going to kicking on the side in between, you're exaggerating the rotation.
Yeah.
Focusing on staying straight. Okay. And then one which is really going to be good for you is the broken arrow drill.
Yeah, okay. Never done this one. I've seen it, but I've actually done it.
Yeah. Where are we? Broken arrow. There we go. So it's kicking on the side ultimately, but then what we do is we raise the hand right up in the air, opens up the chest, gets the chest nice and open, and in a controlled manner, we break at the elbow and we spear in and stay straight. So that's going to get you entering the water. It's going to emphasise the rotation, get you spearing into the water from a higher angle. Okay. So I'll play this at real time. Pause at the top, and he almost kind of does a salute. Breaks at the elbow, almost touches his forehead, and then into the water. But the main thing is that you're opening up the chest, spearing in, staying straight. They're going to be great drills for you.
It's going to be exhausting, that one, isn't it? Trying to get that, focusing on it and getting it right.
So, and then in order for you to try and improve your catch and pull through, there's, as we do in the squats, there's sculling. So again, just so as you've got it on here. So skull number 1. Yeah.
It's a bit quicker than I thought.
Get it right, you can go quite quick.
So it's breaststroke, isn't it?
So fairly deep in the water, a lot of people will have their arms too shallow. Make sure that your hands are below your elbows. And you can go quite quick, you can see how quick he's going with it. As long as you've got the hands in the right position, you can feel the water. And you're training yourself to have those elbows out high and out wide, not like dropping down. All right?
Yeah.
And that's going to help you develop that Rebecca Adlington catch. And then, finally, the old favourite. This is going to be a good one. Oh, go away. Software. Problems. See, all these gadgets are all very well
If they work.
if they don't keep crashing. I've never known it crash this much, to be fair. What I'll do is I'll play on QuickTime, so hopefully that won't cause it to crash. Yeah, so doggy paddle again, focusing in on training yourself to have that nice elbow, high elbow in the catch and pull through, extending forward, and it's reach and roll, so it reaches, rotates, reach and roll,
Oh, you do
reach
actually roll
and
as you do
roll,
it.
reach and roll, and then that's what we're trying to achieve, this kind of bent elbow.
Yeah.
Alright, and drilling yourself to get used to doing that. Alright, so they're the main drills that I think we should work on today.
Okay.
We've got just under half an hour to rattle through those. And yeah, I know we've done these before, we do them in the squads,
Yeah.
but at least we get some focused attention on you,
Yeah.
and we can
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure that you know what it feels like to hold the correct position with
Yeah.
the drills.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's pretty much it for now. I might send you one or two other links to have a look at afterwards.
Okay.
I'll send you an email anyway, following all this up
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
You got any more? Got any questions or anything?
No.
This
It's like
moment?
getting there and try and practice them.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I've got the thing with always with this is taking out the ball and having a practice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. The other one I was going to show you is.
It's fitting you in. You've got this coach who's giving you loads of goodie sessions. Well, I'm not running at the moment.
Yeah, the pop-off would be good for you as a progression.
Yeah.
We won't worry about that. We won't worry about
What's
that for
pop-off
now.
look like? Because I keep reading about it, but it's like
So
like
it's,
a
not,
zip and
it's a
reverse
bit like a
and-
kind of a zipper drill back down the side again. But again, in a similar way to the broken arrow, it's emphasising keeping on your side and the alignment, the rotation, getting that elbow nice and high, getting the chest open.
Yeah.
Another good drill for you. We'll only be able to do so much today, so
No, sure.
that's maybe something we can work on. There's a couple of other drills which are relevant as well, but we'll work on those next time, I think. Okay?
Yeah.
Right, so let's get this